Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to read the second chapter of class 6, and the title is The Law of Jungle. It means you know very well, without law and without rule regulation, a country, even a small territory, even a home cannot run in a proper way. That's why we need law everywhere. It means in your school, in your own family, everywhere. A law is very necessary. Without law, without rule and regulation, we cannot stay in a free way. It means everybody will think in other way. They will think about their self. That time there will be problem in any country with any people. That's why it's necessary that in every area there is need of law. Just let's see the title of the story, written by Rudyard Kipling. And just you have to know about the Rudyard Kipling. Rudyard Kipling, 1865-1936, English poet. He was a great English poet, short story writer, and he wrote travel, literature and science fiction. Won Nobel Prize for Literature in 1907, and he also won Nobel Prize in Literature. He was a very good writer, even he was a poet, and he wrote many books, he wrote many stories. And right now the present story which we are going to study is The Law of Jungle, written by Rudyard Kipling. Just we have to warm up for some time. The question is, why do we have law and why do we need to obey them? And the result of not following laws. Just it means this is a very simple question, everybody can reply, and I hope that in next class you will write about why do we have laws and why do we need to obey them and the result of not following laws. It means only one question, but has the 3 steps, and you will have to try to write in a proper way. And recently I defined you what is law. Law is the arrangement of some rules and regulation by the people and which is followed by everyone. And in that way, any country, any organization run in a proper way. So obviously there is need of law. So this was warm up, and you will have to write answer in your own words and what do you think about law. And if somebody will not follow the law, what will happen to our country? What will happen to our village, our homes? Just you will have to mention here. Some hard words which have been given in this chapter, just you will revise, and after that the exam will be very easy. So please learn the word meaning, and after that you will have to start reading the chapter language. And I think if you understand the chapter properly, you can write all the question answer from the chapter. So first of all, it's need. You will have to read the chapter 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, and try to understand the meaning of the sentences, try to understand the idea, the central idea of the story. And in that way, if you understand the story in a proper way, I think there is no need of learning question answer. You can do your own by yourself. So please read the book again and again. Some hard words. Precise. To be important. Precise means to be important means it means a person or the thing which is very important, that is known as precise. We can tell that precise. Next one, anxious. Anxious means uneasy. Somebody not feeling well. Somebody is in mood. It means he is not good mood. That is anxious. Next one, unison. coincidence in a pitch. Suddenly something happens, and coincidence means we don't know about the thing and it happens sudden, so that will be coincident. Next one, unison. Sorry, that was the unison. Next, dispute. Dispute means that's a quarrel or the fight, that is known as dispute. Next one, anxiety. Anxiety means it means scaredness or what, fear, that is known as anxiety. Next one, bargain. An advantage in purchase. If you go to buy something and that time you want to decrease the rate of the thing, that time you bargain with such things and to take in an easy way, and you don't want to give the cost and which is preferred by the what it means seller, that time you make a bargain, and that is known as an advantage in purchase. Claim, to demand. Just you want to claim something, it means you want to demand something. Claim means demand. And now let's start the story written by Rudyard Kipling, and the title, The Law of Jungle. If you have book, you can keep in front of you, before you, and you can see all the lines and try to understand the story. Everyone who lived in the jungle was aware of the law of the jungle. It means just the story starts, but who was living, it means who are living in the jungle. Obviously there is also the rule of jungle, and everybody would have to follow that. A wolf might marry and start a family. It may be that the wolf in the jungle can marry, and he can also start a family. And when the cubs were old enough to move along confidently, they were to be presented before the members of the council of looking over a purchase which the pack had acquired. In that way, what happens when after marrying, when they get their baby newborn, they were to be presented before the members of the council, and the babies are presented before the member of the council over purchase which pack had acquired. This is how the cubs were to seek the approval to be admitted into the pack. In that way, it means somebody buy or purchase that cub, and after that, that cub gets approval to stay in that group. The pack council meetings were held on a monthly basis on every full moon night. And the story goes that every full moon night, and there used to be a meeting, and where every animal has to, it means, gather there. And soon the time came when Father Wolf and Mother Wolf presented their cubs for a looking over at the pack council meeting, and in that way the baby has to be brought in front of among the council, and to accept that the cub is also the member of the society. And for that, the baby cub is brought in front of the councillor. It was held at the top of a hill and was covered with stones, and the meeting was held at the top of the hill and which was covered with stones. Next one, and boulders. Every month on a full moon night, many wolves met there, and every month after the end of the month, all the wolves used to gather there, and they used to arrange a council, and in that way newborn baby gave their approval that this is also the member of the council. And Akela, the lone wolf, and would sit atop a large rock and to preside over the meeting. In that way the wolf, the new one cub, and that was very important, and was brought before the councillor. He was the leader of the pack, and who was standing on the boulder, he was the leader, and he approved that this baby cub will also be the member of the pack. That day about 40 wolves were sitting below him in circles and to look over the cubs. In that way, the newborn baby cub was brought there, and about 40 wolves members were gathered there. And the older wolves were examining the young cubs, and the older wolves, they were examining the baby cubs. Akela. And what was the name of the baby cub? That was the name of Akela. Akela was the baby cub. Akela. This was the baby cub who was brought before the council to be approved that this baby cub is also the member of the council. All mother wolves were anxious and tense during this process, and whenever this process was kept, mother used to be anxious. And it was not different with the mother wolf, and she presented her young cubs and the man cub Mowgli. It means the same day a young cub and a man cub was brought in front of the council and to be approved. Even as the elder wolves were looking, and over the cubs a roar was heard, and from behind a huge boulder, and the meeting was on, and suddenly a roar, a sound, and very fearsome sound came, and they heard, and it came from the huge boulder, and Sher Khan emerged and exclaimed aloud, and suddenly Sher Khan appeared. When the meeting was on, the council was on, suddenly the Sher Khan came there. This man cub is mine, and he claimed that the man cub was his, and he started to roar, and all the members of the wolf were very angry, and they were very surprised how the Sher Khan knew about the man cub. A man cub is of no use to you wolves and the free people, and the Sher Khan also claimed that you can't use the man cub in any way, so give me this to me. Some young wolves found logic in Sher Khan's words, and the young wolves understood that he is telling right. It means they became ready to offer the man cub to Sher Khan, and therefore they growled in unison and addressed Akela, the lone wolf. Yes, why must we keep this man cub at all? And everybody told that why we have to keep this man cub? We have to offer the man cub to Sher Khan. Why we have to start enmity with him? They don't want to fight, they don't want to quarrel with Sher Khan. So that's why the young wolves claim that we have to offer the man cub to Sher Khan. And who was the man cub? Akela. And Sher Khan emerged suddenly from somewhere, and he claimed that the man cub is mine. And in that way, according to the law of jungle, if ever any dispute arose regarding the lack of qualities that were a cub from joining the pack, then two members of the council who were not cub's parents and could speak on the cub's behalf, and in that way the two members of the family who were not the cub's parents and could not speak on the cub's behalf. Akela, the lone wolf, inquired in a loud growl, and who wants to speak for the man cub? Akela, and he told that who want to speak about the man cub? Who want to speak about the man cub? For a few minutes there was complete silence, and Mother Wolf's anxiety grew when she suddenly heard a grunt. Nobody spoke. Nobody was giving favor to the man cub, and mother were very anxious, and she wondered who would speak up for her little Mowgli. And they got little Mowgli from anywhere, and they wanted to make the members of the wolves. But the Sher Khan came, and he roared, and he claimed that the man cub is his. In that way everybody was shocked, but the mother cub who had affection for Mowgli, they were anxious. They were very afraid that the Mowgli will be taken by Sher Khan. Everyone turned at the direction where the grunt had come. Now everyone started to see the Sher Khan. They saw Baloo. It means Sher Khan was talking again. A grunt came. Somebody howled. And when everybody saw that, there was a Baloo and the big brown bear. And a big brown bear came there. He was the one and who taught the law of jungle and to everyone, especially to the wolf cubs and others and who came to attend the pack council meetings. And the Baloo, who was the member of the council, and he used to teach the rules and regulation. He was the one who taught the law of jungle to everyone. He taught the law of jungle to every wolf family, especially to the wolf cubs and others came to attend the pack council meeting. Baloo grunted loud and declared, I will speak for the man cub. When no wolf spoke about the man cub, Baloo appeared, and bear, that was a very big bear, came and he spoke that I will speak for the man cub. I will be his teacher and he will learn all the law of jungle as all the other of the cubs have done. And he told that if nobody is giving answer, nobody is answering, I want to tell that I will teach the man cub the rule of jungle. And nobody was speaking, so the wolf mother were very anxious, and they thought that now Sher Khan will take Mowgli from here. But suddenly a big bear appeared and he told that I want to give favor to Mowgli and I will teach him the law of jungle. I will speak for God. I will be his teacher and he will learn all the laws of jungle and as all the other wolf cubs have done. I see no harm if he stayed in the pack. And he also mentioned that if the man cub will stay with the wolf packs, there will not be any problem. Does anyone see any harm if he runs with the pack? And he also mentioned that if he lives with the pack and with the wolves, if there is any problem, no one spoke a word. Then Akela asked aloud, who seconds Baloo's claim? Who else will speak for the man cub? And this was the first bear and the Baloo who told that I will speak for the man cub. And now again Akela asked, and who will speak for the man cub? Everyone waited for a second while suddenly a dark shadow dropped in the middle of the group. It was Bagheera. It was Bagheera and the Black Panther, and he was inky black all over with the lovely pattern markings. And again, when Akela asked anyone who can favor man cub, no one spoke anything besides Baloo, the bear. But suddenly a sound came from somewhere and a inky black panther appeared, and he told that I will speak for the man cub. His black coat was soft to touch. He had a voice as soft and sweet as wild honey, and he was speaking in a very lovely way. The panther, who was totally inky black in color, he came and he wanted to give favor to Mowgli. First of all, the bear, the Baloo, give favor to Mowgli, and after that the panther came and he also took the side of Mowgli. He purred aloud and spoke, I am not a part of your pack or your council. And he came and he told that I am not the part of this council. Even yet I know that the law of jungle declares that if any doubt arises about the cub's admission into the pack, then his life can be brought at a price. And he told that if there is any problem in the council, obviously I will attempt and I want to solve that problem. I am willing to pay this price. I have just killed a bull about half a mile from here, and he mentioned that from half a mile from here, I killed a bull. And you can have the bull if you agree to keep the man cub with you amongst you. And he mentioned that you can have the bull if you agree to keep the man cub with you amongst you. The ever hungry younger wolfman could hardly resist Bagheera's tempting offer. In that way, the wolf was trying to eat the man cub. At last the lion came, Bagheera, and he wanted to eat the man cub. But the bear and the panther came and opposed everyone that if, and the panther told, I have killed a very big bull. If you are hungry, you can eat that one, and please give me the boy to me. In that way, the ever hungry youngest wolfman could hardly resist the Bagheera's tempting offer, and they readily agreed to bargain. And now all the wolves, got ready to bargain that you can take the Mowgli and we all have to eat that bull. They hauled in the unison again. Oh, what can this little necked man cub to do harm, sir? We will let him run with the pack, Bagheera, and will you lead us to the bull? And everybody told that, please, we cannot eat this small baby, and it means we cannot be satisfied by the help of the small baby. We have to eat that big bull. So he told the Bagheera, every wolf told the Bagheera that please lead to the bull, and where it had been slaughtered. So we have to eat that. And will you lead to us? And Sher Khan, who was standing there silently and observing everything, was enraged at the turn of the events. He roared in anger and he left the meeting. After the meeting was over, he vowed to take revenge from all those who had taken the man cub away from him. In that way, the Bagheera Sher Khan was very angry and he took an oath that I will take the revenge who has taken the man cub, and vowed to take revenge and from those who had taken the man cub away from him. As Bagheera heard the roaring tiger and leaving the venue, he said, "O Sher Khan, go on roaring, but mark my words, one day this man will surely make you dance and sing on the different tune." Then Akela, the lone wolf, declared, "Take him away, or Rakshas, and keep him with you, and the man cub shall run and with us and the free people." The Mowgli came to member of the Sivani wolf pack at the price of a bull and Walu's good birds. Walu and the panther took the side of Mowgli and he was saved, and he was brought to be the member of the Sivani wolf pack. Now that Mowgli was a member of the wolf family, now Mowgli, who was the man cub, became the member of wolf family. He had all the time to spend happy hours with them. Soon he grew close to the mother wolf and had a special bond and with the eldest cub brother Grey, and he was very friendly to Akela. He spent long hours playing and hunting with him. He experienced many adventurous incidents. In one word, and to recount all the incidents in the written form, it would probably take several books to record them. In time, Mowgli and the other cubs learned how to hunt in the jungle, and Father Wolf made them learn and what the science had changed meant in a jungle. Mowgli learned from Father Wolf how to listen to the jungle sounds and observe the events. I think you all know about this story. Have you seen the Mowgli? That was the story. By mistake, it was taken to the jungle, and there a panther and a Walu helped him, and he became the member of the wolf family. He stayed in the jungle. He learned much more things, how to climb on the mountain, how to climb on the trees, and how to live with the animals, and how to make the sound of animals. He learned much more things there. The story ends in such a way that there was a council. It means wolves council, and whenever there used to be a baby, that time it was approved that the baby is the member of the council. In that way, it was brought in front of the councillor, and it was declared that this baby cub is the member of the council. In the same way, a man cub known Mowgli was brought in front of the council, and the councillor and everybody told the councillor what we have to do with the man cub. In that way, every wolf, they were very fearsome wolves, and they wanted to eat Mowgli, and they wanted to take part of the baby wolf cub, and they wanted to make that baby wolf cub member of the wolf family, and they wanted to eat Mowgli. In that way, suddenly a Sher Khan appeared before the council, and he claimed that, please just offer me Mowgli, because he is not the part of this your family, he is not the member of your family, so you will have to give me this to me. The lion told. In that way, what happens? Everybody was quarreling. Suddenly a sound came from sideways, and it means nobody ignored the lion. Nobody ignored. Everybody was ready to offer Mowgli to lion, and nobody was against the lion. In that way, suddenly a sound came, grunting sound, and that was Balu, the great bear. And he told that, if you don't mind, I would like to tell you all that we will not have to kill the Mowgli. It means he can also be the part of wolf family. He can be taught much more things. He can be taught the rules of jungle. But nobody was ready to that. And again, but nobody cared about the Wallace matter. But suddenly a panther came, and he told that, it means if you want to eat, if you want to quench your thirst, then obviously, it means after killing this baby, the small one, you all cannot be satisfied. If you want to be satisfied, obviously I have killed a very big bull, and you can go and everybody can enjoy that meal. And it means all the wolves were very hungry, and they wanted to go there as soon as possible. But they requested the lion that, sir, we have not to eat this baby, we have to offer the baby to Panther or Balu, and we have to go from here to eat the bull. And they ran away from there, but the lion was very anxious and angry. He told that, I will take the revenge who has taken this man cub from me. He took an oath. And in that way, the lion also went from there, and at last the man cub Mowgli was brought to a very kind wolf family, and he was brought up in a very right way. He was taught the sound of the animal, he was taught much more things, and the Akela, who was the newborn when Mowgli came, and they started to live together, and there was a special bonding between Mowgli and Akela, and they started to live together. And Mowgli learned the sound of the animal, Mowgli learned how to climb on the tree, Mowgli learned much more thing about and how can they live with the animals. In that way, this story ends, and this was, you can also see the movie of Mowgli. You can learn much more thing why your books. You can read the books of Mowgli. You can see the movie of Mowgli. You can understand much more things. And I think you all have understood this chapter in a proper way. And now you will have to do the question answer. And this one, if necessary, you will have to write this, and you will have to do. First of all, why do we have laws First, next one, why do we need to be obey them? And next one, the result of not following laws. These are some questions from this chapter you will have to do. And now I want to finish the topic. That's all.